Hello, 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 and welcome to the Wyfe Up podcast. I am so grateful that you guys are here. Welcome if it's your first time, and welcome back if you've been here before. I truly appreciate you. My name is Deetra, and I am your host. And let's get started. So today's topic is 10 ways to make him look forward, him as in your husband, look forward to coming home to you after a long day. Sorry about that. Okay, so two things. Number one, I just want to let you guys know that I have a YouTube channel. So if you are listening on a podcast and you're a visual person like myself and you like to watch people as they speak, I have a YouTube channel of the same name, Wyfe Up. And I would love it if you would go over and like and subscribe to the channel. Number two, I always like to start off with a little bit of a prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this opportunity to pour into the Wyfe Up fam, to pour into the wives that are listening. I've been getting so much positive feedback and just, wives letting me know that they love the content because they don't know and weren't taught on how to become the best wives that they can possibly be. And I'm so grateful for this podcast, Lord. Thank you for giving me this idea and letting me be able to execute it. I love you and praise your name. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen. In your holy name is what I was going to say. Amen. Okay, guys, so you heard the title, 10 ways to make him, as in your husband, look forward to coming home to you after a long day. So I'm very passionate about the subject of wives. I'm very passionate about the subject of marriage. And I'm very passionate about marriages staying together. Like this is my thing. Why? Because I see the importance of it. I was married before, so that makes me a divorcee. And I can now look back at things that I didn't do that I was supposed to do as a wife. Now, I don't know if God would have saved that marriage or released me from that marriage, but I do know that I didn't do 100% of everything that I should have done as a wife. And so because I've learned from those mistakes, I've learned how to be the best wife that I can possibly be, I want to share this information with new wives, old wives, it doesn't matter where you are in the stage of marriage. I just know that the divorce rate is intensely high, unnecessarily. And if I can help to save a marriage, that is what I want to do. And so this topic, 10 ways to make him, your husband, look forward to coming home to you every single day, is super important because your husband goes to work every single day or leaves the house every single day. Well, no, he goes to work if he's leaving the house. And he should look forward to coming home. He should be like, I can't wait to get home to see my wife. But unfortunately, and you can ask your husband or ask any man that you know, sometimes this isn't the case. Sometimes husbands come home, or before they get home, they dread coming home. Why? Because the wife is at the front door meeting them with the okie doke or meeting them with the bull, right? And so the question that I have for you, wife, is a simple question. Does your husband, A, look forward to coming home to you, B, dread it, or C, he's indifferent, meaning he thinks coming home to you is what is expected of him and he's just doing his job? And I can tell you that if you're not striving for A, then you're not wifing up. And the whole point in this podcast and this movement of wifing up is so that we can be the best wives that we can possibly be for our husbands, and to have them just kind of like to have them be in love with us like never before and want to come home, want to be around us, want to be with us, and truly treat us as their best friend. Okay, so let's dive in. I got plenty of notes, guys, so let's go. It's not 10 ways, actually. That was a mistake. It's 11 ways. I have 11 ways to make your husband look forward to coming home to you after a long day. So let's unpack them. Let's go. You guys got time? You're listening? Okay. Let's start this. Your husband should look forward to coming home to you every day. Why? Because it's his home. It's your home. Both of you guys together, but he's the man of the house. He should always look forward to coming home. It's the place where he rests his head, and it's the place where he finds rest. Here are some tips on how to make your husband continually want to come home to you till death do you both part. Number one, and this is super important. Oh my gosh, this is super important. Okay. It starts before your husband comes home. Oh, I just dropped a bomb on y'all. Listen, some of y'all think, oh, I'll just catch him at the door. No, wife. This starts before he comes home. Here's a secret tip for you ladies. Make him want to come home long before he comes home. How do you do that? Sorry. Send him a text or send him text messages that invite him home. Think about it. If you were having a party, you would send out invites. No one's going to show up to your place unannounced, unexpectedly, right? With an invite, people know that they are welcome into your home. They feel comfortable coming over and letting their hair down, having fun, or just chillaxing. It's a party. People look forward to that. Your husband should be extended the same courtesy. Even though he lives there and is the man of the home, he should still feel like he's coming to a place where he can let his hair down, bald or not, and have fun or just chillax. No one should feel more welcome in your home than your husband does. Let him know that you miss him and that you're looking forward to seeing him. And let me just stop right there real quick. Some of y'all are more courteous and more open to guests that are coming to your home for a party, for a dinner party, for a birthday party, than you are to your own husbands. Some of y'all are more courteous to guests than you are to your own husband. Your husband should never feel like he's in last place. Like, there's people coming, so there's the family members, the friends, the co-workers, the children's friends, that go to school with your kids or whatever the case may be. There's a birthday party, so there's like people coming over. Your husband should never feel in last place over these people. Why would you show and extend courtesy more to strangers, or not strangers, loved ones, but people that don't live in your home than you do your husband? Okay, you got that backwards if that's the way you've been acting or treating him. That needs to be fixed. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, greet him at the door. If you know that he's coming home, try and greet him at the door with a big smile, hug and kiss, and a welcome. If you can't greet him at the door, right, because you might be doing something with the kids, or you might not exactly be sure what time he's coming in the door, it might have been within a 15-minute window. Let's just say he comes home before you can get to the door. Right? Greet him when you see him. Whatever room, let's just say you're in the room with the kids helping with homework and he comes to the door. He doesn't see you immediately, but he comes to find you and the kids. Greet him. Oh my gosh. Be like, babe, you're home. Hi, baby. I kid you not, all right? My husband and I have a 9-year-old daughter. She's about to be 10. But it is a race to my husband every single day. For real. She's like, Daddy's home. I'm like, I know Daddy's home. And she's like, I'm going to get to him before you do. I'm like, no, you're not. And we like holding each other back over who's going to get to him first. Some days I allow her to do it because I know she's just so excited to see her dad. And some days I'm like, move, girl. Move out the way. Move out the way. Move out the way. I'm going to see my husband. Like, seriously. You dying, you better move out the way. Right? You can talk to him after I've spoken to him. After I've greeting him. Like, seriously, there is a race between me and a 9-year-old over who gets to see him first. And like, that's real talk. Like, I just look forward to seeing him genuinely, and I want him to feel that when he comes in the door. Like, wow, I got two of my girls, my best girls, greeting me at the door. Okay. And he can sense that there is a level of competition between me and a 9-year-old. It's all in love though, seriously. If you can't greet him at the door, like I said, greet him when you do see him, right? Whatever room you're in. Greet him with a big smile, hug, kiss, and welcome. In other words, make sure that he has an overwhelming sense that you are genuinely happy that he's made it home safely and made it home. And seriously, like, that makes a difference. Can you imagine your husband come? Well, you probably can. Some of y'all can't. He comes in the door and y'all like, oh, what's up? What's up? And he's like, okay, what's up? No greeting, no, like nothing. Oh, girl. Okay. Number 3, immediately ask him how was his day. Intently and observantly listen to everything that he has to say. Comment on what he has to say to show him that you are genuinely listening to him. Also comment genuinely on something that he said to show him that you care. Like seriously, I'm going to tell you something. In case you didn't know, that man that has the world on his shoulders probably had a bad day. Or he might have had a trying day. It might not have been bad. It might have been testy. It might have been one of those days that he was like, man, I just want to go back to bed and pull the covers over my head and not deal with anybody because he's been tested that day. And so when he comes home, he doesn't need further testing. What he needs is someone to be like, hey, you, how was your day today? And genuine, not just like, how was your day? Seriously, like, how was your day, babe? Ah, man, you're not going to believe the day I had, babe. Really, let's go. What happened? And really listen. Like, really, really, really listen. Some of y'all, this is off topic. But some of y'all, let's just say he was like, I was at work today and this girl came in and you don't hear nothing he says. You're just like, girl, what girl? And he's like, I don't know her name, like some new girl. Okay, what she look like? If you don't let him tell his story, girl, woman, oh my gosh, it's not about the new girl. He's trying to tell you something and you're focused on, let go of all that insecurity. Like seriously, just listen to his day. He's trying to tell you something. And I'm going to tell you something. A man needs somebody that he can talk to and confide in and trust. And that needs to be you. Because if it's not you, it's going to end up being somebody else. Be clear. I want you to understand that because he needs to offload. And if he can't offload his day onto you or to you, he eventually will have somebody else will come along and be like, how was your day, Bob? Or how was your day, Fred? Whatever, right? Oh, glad you like, thank you for caring about how my day was. It was okay. Of course I care. Bitch, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Strike that. If I can edit that out, I will. And if I can't, I apologize. Please forgive me. All right. So, number 4, clean house. Try to be the best. Try the best of your ability to make sure he comes home to a clean home. I know that isn't always realistic from some wives. Some of you work long hours just like he does, right? Or do our parents, I'm just reading my notes. I'm sorry. I know that it isn't always realistic from some wives as you work long hours sometimes it's hard to, because you're at work the same amount of hours that he is, or you come home right before he does, it might not be realistic for you to make sure the bedroom is always clean or make sure the kitchen or every single room is clean. So my advice to you is that maybe you can't get the whole house clean, but make sure 2 rooms are done. And for me, it's as soon as he comes in. Now, in our house, the laundry room is the first room that he sees. And I'll be honest, the laundry room doesn't always look tidy because there's clothes in there. Sometimes they're not our clothes. Sometimes there's just the teenager or the young adult that lives in the house that, does laundry and might have his clothes piled up, So I can't necessarily be like 5 o'clock, oh, get in here and get this laundry out of here, right? But I'll try and make it look neat and pick up the fabric softener sheets off the ground that somebody, I don't know who, that's a whole nother thing. But the laundry room is when he walks in. And the laundry room and the bedroom, to me, are the 2 most important places to make sure that when he comes home, it's done. It looks decent. It's not going to be spit spot clean per se, but the bed is made. The pillows are on the bed. The laundry is, if it's not done, it's nice and neatly folded and tucked somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So when he walks in, it looks like there was an effort done. That's his place of rest. I don't want it to look like a bomb went off in there. Although right now it does because we're in the process of getting ready to move. But ultimately, I don't want the bedroom to look like a bomb went off in there because that's the place that he has to come home to. So that's really important to me. So I want to make sure that those two rooms are done. The minute he walks in the door, through the garage, I don't want it to look like a bomb went off in there for him to be like, oh, because that sets the mood. That sets his mindset. It's like, try and get that neat as much as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to look like you made an effort. And he understands that and can relate to you making the effort. Okay. Number 5, do not nag him. Don't nag him. Let your husband get in the house good. Actually, don't nag him at all. Seriously. I can tell you that the biggest complaint I've heard from men is that their wives nag before they even get in the door. Like, they didn't even get in the door. One foot is still in the garage and one foot is in the house. And it's like, you're not going to believe this. Da, 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 da. Don't do that. Don't hit him with that at the door. Okay? They feel like they have one foot in the car still and one foot in the garage before they can even make their presence known. The wife is already there with 1,000 problems that she could have solved. Some of them she could have solved herself, to be honest. Now, maybe there are things that only the husband can fix, but there is a time and a place for everything. And if you are a nag, I can guarantee you 1,000% that he is not looking forward to coming home to you to see you every day. That's real talk. He may go out of his way to divert coming home, and chances are he's complaining about you to someone else. A husband that works hard all day does not want to hear. And if you're on my YouTube channel, I'm kind of doing this hand gesture of like want, 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 want. It's like a Charlie Brown, like want, want, because that's what you sound like. Charlie Brown's teacher and any adult in the Charlie Brown cartoon, they don't have voices. They don't really talk. They just go, want, 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 want. That's how you sound to your husband. The minute he walks in the door, he didn't even get, hello, hey, babe, how are you? How was your day? I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad you're home. He didn't get none of that. All he got was want, 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 want at the door. Stop doing that. All right, number 6, look good and smell nice. Look good means look good to him. Okay? Okay, so if he likes seeing you in sweatpants that cup the booty, and you got that line going down the middle, and he's just like, if he likes that, then that's what I mean. If he likes seeing you in booty shorts, then wear booty shorts. If what he likes seeing you in when he walks in the door is a nice pair of leggings that fit, or jeans, then make it happen, Captain. Like, seriously. If he likes flowy dresses or tight-fitted dresses, then give him something visually pleasing to the eye. Now, I know this may be hard to do every single day, but maybe you could do it 4 days out of the 7 days of the week. You want him to come through the door to see you and think, okay. Like, seriously. Also, you should smell nice. Now, you should have a different scent for every day of the week, or if there's a certain scent that he really, really likes, then you should make sure you wear that majority of the time. Maybe there's a scent that he equates to when he first fell in love with you. Like my husband, there's a certain scent that I know that if I spray that, it's going to take him back. Way back in the time. Okay. Then I would wear that scent 75% of the time, because just like music, perfume can also trigger memories. And if that perfume reminds him of the time that he fell in love with me, I want him to, so I'm doing the spray bottle, okay? And so he could be like, damn, I love my wife. I don't even know why. I just really love her today. It's that scent. He has no idea. But that scent, it triggers memories. It's there. It's locked in the brain. I'm telling you, the levels to this. Y'all get on it. Okay, 7, kids taken care of. Try and get all the kids' needs met before dad comes home. I realize that this is hard to do for some households, especially if mom works full-time and dad works full-time. The idea here is for dad to come home to a stress-free home. I know that some of you wives are thinking, what about me? Like, I worked a hard day too, just like he did, and he needs to come home and get them kids. Let me just say, that's true, okay? I just want to also say that I believe that God gave us different abilities than our husbands have. God made us into nurturers. He made us more patient and understanding for our children. That's real talk. So it's the way God made us. Even though our husbands love our children, sometimes after a hard day of work, our husbands just want to be left alone. And for a little while, anyway. So if we can make sure our kids are taken care of and also train our kids to give daddy a little bit of space, and when he gets home, before they bombard him with what's going on in their lives, I truly believe that our husbands would appreciate us all the more for it. This allows him a little bit of rest, and then he should be ready to interact with the children. But sometimes our husbands can't wait to interact with the children, okay? Sometimes there's husbands, they're like, I can't wait to see my kids. I want to know all about their day, and I want to know, if they need help with their homework, and I want to know, because I miss them. He misses them, and he's been away from them for hours and hours, and he can't wait to see them. Listen, there are some dads that are like that. But there are some dads that just need that little bit of a break when they get home. Just time to kind of renew and revive and kind of recoup themselves, right? So that way when they do see the kids, they're like, okay, what's going on, guys? Like, what's going on? Okay. If he is like that, where he wants to come home and see his kids right away, don't interfere with that. But you have to know your husband. You better know him and know what's best for him and how he does better. I know that sometimes when my husband comes home from a hard day, and our daughter, like I said, sometimes we're racing to go see who's going to get to daddy first. But I know that after, he wants to see her. He loves seeing her and hearing about her day. But I also know that sometimes he just needs that little bit of space to unwind before she unloads on him. Because our daughter will talk nonstop. Like, really, she'll break down her entire day. At 9 o'clock, this happened. Then at 10 o'clock, this happened. At 11 o'clock, you're not going to believe what this boy did in our class. And at 12 o'clock, we had a little bit of a recess, but our teacher cut it short. You know what I'm saying? She's going to break that whole day down. And you really do need to have patience and kindness to listen to our children. And so my husband's really, really good at that. But I know when to kind of like, okay, give daddy some space versus, no, I'm good. Okay, good. And I will do that. All right. So, number 8, I think we're up to number 8. Favorite drink on deck. Listen, what does your husband like to drink? What's his favorite type of drink? Is he a whiskey drinker? A bourbon drinker? That might be the same thing. A vodka drinker? A beer drinker? A wine drinker? Iced tea drinker? Does he like iced tea or coffee? Or hot tea when he gets home? My husband likes a variety of things, but if I hit him with the old fashioned, that's a drink. When he walked in the door, he would profess a newfound love for me every single day. That is real talk. If I hit him with a Japanese old fashioned or an old fashioned on rocks, a rock of ice, in a rocks glass, he would hit that drink and be like, I love you so much. Like, seriously, that has happened. Okay. Maybe your husband smokes. My husband's not really a smoker, but maybe your husband likes to smoke. I would say cannabis. Maybe he does. Do you have something waiting for him to relax and unwind when he gets home from work? Right. Number 9, dinner. What's next with your husband is that he's going to want to eat dinner. Let's keep it real. He's going to be coming home hungry unless he ate something on the way home. What do you have prepared for your husband? Are you a good cook? Or are you a good orderer? What do you do to make sure that his belly is full? Now, I like to cook. I love cooking. I put my foot in cooking. Like, I'm a badass cook, like real talk, right? My problem isn't the cooking, it's time management. Sometimes my husband doesn't eat till 9, occasionally 10 o'clock at night. And that's kind of late. That's because we're night hours and we've gotten to a bad pattern of doing that. Really, because I didn't start cooking early enough. I will say that I throw down in the kitchen. I love cooking. And I love even more when he eats my food and lets me know how much he loves it. Like, I love that. I typically love to serve him food from the heart. That's my thing. Sometimes it's a full course meal. Sometimes, I make something quick. Either way, he knows I can put my foot in everything I cook. And for anyone that's listening that doesn't understand that colloquialism, putting your foot into something, especially cooking, just means you really, really know how to season and cook your food. And your food tastes fire, meaning amazing. Okay. Sexy innuendo. If it's that time, okay, listen up. Your husband, number 10, sorry. Your husband does not want and need sex every day. He doesn't. However, There are days that he's going to need and want sex. And you, wife, are the person that's selected to give it to him, even if you're not in the mood. Our husbands are born with different sexual drives than we are. I know that a lot of wives can go weeks without having sex. A lot of times life gets in the way and we're not even thinking about sex, like real talk. So just because you're not thinking about sex doesn't mean that your husband isn't. That is how men get caught up. One of the reasons, because they're thinking about sex and their wife isn't. So I'm here to tell you that even though you might not be in the mood, you need to step up your game. You need to make sure that your husband is satisfied. You need to keep track of how often you're having sex, because I want to say, my husband mentioned in the episode that we did together that men think about sex a lot more than women do. And if that's true, which is true for most men, will attest to that if it's true that he is thinking about sex where, I'm sorry, what did I write? Sorry, I'm just reading off my notes. Where is he supposed to get that satisfaction is what it says. So that means that you have to and should want to make sure your husband is satisfied in that area. So you need to keep track. If it's been 3 days, his balls are filling back up. He will want to release soon. Now, I know it depends on the age. My husband's 37 years old, still in his prime, which means that he's going to be ready to release every couple of days. If I could be real with you guys. If my husband was 47, he might want to release maybe once a week or longer. Their needs change the older that they get. Nonetheless, it's our job to figure out what his needs are, when they need to be met. We have to keep up with our husband's sexual needs. Even if that meant we need to write it in a journal or set an alarm on our phones that lets us know it's been a couple of days since you've satisfied your husband sexually. And I hate to say this, but if you're not willing to make sure he's satisfied, then there's somebody else who is. Who's willing. Hate to say that, but it's true. Okay, number 11. So I guess I have 12. Know what mood he's in. It's imperative. Your husband may come home from work and not want to talk to anybody, including you. Or he may come home happy, giddy, and playful. He may come home wanting to talk, and he may come home not wanting to say 2 words to anybody. As his wife, it is of utmost importance to know his mood and how to act accordingly. We want our husbands to know and feel ahead of time that his wife is understanding, and we are not going to give him grief over how he may be feeling. Like, seriously, think about it. Think about it from your point of view. If you were feeling a certain way, you wouldn't want your husband to give you grief about how you're feeling. We're human. But we, wives, are given that nurturing factor, that nurturing plus that God has blessed us with. So that way, when our husband is going through something, we can kind of be like, well, what's wrong with my baby? Like, what's wrong with my dude? Like, what's up? Like, what's up with you? He gave us that. Now, granted, I know we want the same thing. We want our husbands to be in tune with us. So if we're going through something, we want him to be like, what's wrong, babe? What's going on? But sometimes that's not the case, right? How do we fix that? That's just a conversation to have with your husband and be like, hey, I want you to be in tune with me as well if I'm going through something. Or it may take us to, because they're not mind readers, and it may take us to actually say, hey, I'm going through something, for him to be like, what's up? And we got to be honest and open to say what's going on. Last one, ask him what he needs and what he wants. No one has asked him that all day. Not his boss, not his coworkers, not his secretary. No one has said, what do you need? Or maybe someone at a restaurant, a server position, may have said. But for the most part, no one has. How can I serve you? People have been taking from him on different levels, whether it be his job, his siblings, his parents, you, his kids, etc. Sometimes our husbands feel like everyone wants something from him and no one is giving back, willing to give back in return. He feels like, he feels like how we moms feel on a whole nother level. He might not want anything from us, but just to sit next to him quietly. Like, seriously, there are some nights my husband might be just like, I just need you to sit next to me and like, just be near me. You don't have to say nothing. Just knowing that you're here is enough. So I went over, I think, 12 different ways that you can make your husband want to come home to you. Look forward to coming home to you, wife. It's time for you to wife up. If you haven't been implementing those things on a normal basis, listen, it's time for you to start. Our husbands are so special. They're so important, right? And they need to want to feel that way. Bye for now.